Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of Guppinkozu. Today we are going to do something. We're going to move away from our downtown area for a bit to try to set things up in other parts of the map. But before we do that, the more I've come to think about it, the more I've grown bothered with the fact that this is a one-lane thing. So we're going to modify this right now. So we're going to do this piece by piece in the hope that we can do it without too much difficulty, but you never know. First of all, to give ourselves more room, let's actually blow this up all the way back to here, and thereby giving us a little bit more room to hug the curve there. I think that's something we're going to need. Alright, now that we've done that, I want to do the same thing down here with this road. Yeah, I had a bad feeling when I first saw that, so I want to sort of fix this early on now, before it becomes a major traffic snarl and there's buildings and zones in the way, you know. And then it becomes much harder to do so. So basically, what are the things we need to do here? Well, we need a road to come snugly over here. Alright, this might be a little bit hairy, but actually it should, I mean, in theory this shouldn't be too hard, so. But here comes the tricky thing. We've got to make this come around here and connect up here, which isn't actually that hard, so we're gonna have to back these up a bit. I like how you get refunds with the when you demolish roads. I mean, what exactly are you doing? Are you like returning the concrete to the concrete store? I mean, what is that, like ABC concrete? Already been chewed concrete? I mean, I guess is what it is. Alright. And we have our exit, so we have our way to get on to that highway. We have our way to get here. And can we get this to start way back? I don't think so. I mean, in theory, I can't think of any reason why this wouldn't be able to start here, but, alright. Well, let's try experimenting with the straight ones. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Given what we've got, for some reason it doesn't like it. So I'm afraid we're not going to be able to, unless we. Okay, we're not going to go too crazy with that. The other solution that we have is, instead of branching it off there, we can branch it off the other exit, which is actually what we're going to do. So, yeah, problem solved. Easy peasy, as they say. Alright, Sniggles right in there. Sniggles. That's not a word. But, oh well. Just sneaks right in. Hopefully that won't bring too much stress on there, but it should be okay. And all we have to do is connect up this once again. And let's double check to make sure we have everything. Go straight. Can get on this highway, can go here. Can go straight. Yep, can get on that highway and can go over there as well. So yeah, everything is good. All right. Now that we have done that, we can go on the process of what is going to be the main idea of what we're doing today, which is I want to plot the locations for the small towns. There are going to be 10 of them, and their names are already picked out. So I have actually a piece of paper. So that is paper. I actually drew out. I went to this view. I think we can pause. But what we have here is not a failure to communicate. Yes, I know some of you are going to say that, but okay. Let's orient ourselves so that what I've arbitrarily decided north is on top, which is up here. This is north, according to me. I've looked at this view and I've plotted out where I want 10 small towns to be, and these are just going to be sort of the nucleus of what might be 10 villages or 10 small towns. A couple of them might even turn into cities, but that does not necessarily mean that other agglomerations won't spread up other places. You'll see what I mean when we go further on. So location number 1 is going to be here on the southwest corners of the lake. We're going to have a little village down here with a village slash town slash whatever kind of place, which will have some nice seafront or lakefront properties. So there we go. I'm just going to make sort of the genesis of each town. And we're going to go from there. But one thing we are going to do is we are going to use this tool, which is something I've actually always dreamed of having in city building games, going all the way back to SimCity 2000. Alright, let me get my other piece of paper. I could have made this one piece of paper, but I did this at 2 different times. With my names on it. Yes, hear it? Paper. Okay. And we are going to name these. This one is going to be called Prating. Yes, there we go. Alright, Prating, there you are. Your nice little lakefront town. Looks very nice. Okay, now we're going to look for location number 2, which would be right about here. So, riverfront town with let's have a main street that it's not going to curve exactly, but it sort of bends. Just like so. And in the center of town is going to be a bridge. It's going to be an old bridge, just like we have over in the old towns of the other areas. So there we go. Our little bridge. And yeah, there we go. And that is going to be the genesis of another small town. Alright, this one shall be known by the name of, let me consult my sheet, Naumfield. That's right, Naumfield. Now, if you're wondering where I got these names from, I will explain in a minute, but we are going to go look at our sheet. Look for where number 3 is indicated. Number 3 is indicated to be way down here in this area. This town, I kind of want to center it around some sort of square. That's a nice big one. There we go. I'm going to center this one around a nice town green, town meeting, whatever you want to call it, which is a convenient little 8x8 shape. So I am not sure how the roads here are going to go, but we're going to zone this away, and this will be at the lovely town of Skylines. That is right, Skylines. Although Magnolia Park sounds pretty, I have to admit that. So I'm going to actually call this Magnolia Park. The park at the center of Skylines. Why not? Alright. So, now that we have that, let's consult the list to see where town number 4 is. And that town is going to be located on this tributary to the main river. So, what I'm going to have is a road that hugs the river. We're going to have this road, and one that kind of comes tangent, in a way. I really wish that we had bridge options, such as we had in SimCity 4, or really any of the other SimCity games. But alas, we do not, because this will be a neat area for a covered bridge. If you remember one part of Epic Cove, if you remember that city from my SimCity 4 Let's Play, that had a bridge in it. That was a covered bridge. Okay. We are going to blob up this area, define it as an area. We are going to call this one Yukubi. Might look kind of complicated, but it's simply pronounced Yukubi. So there we go. Okay, number 5. Let's see. Number 5 is located right down here, not very far from the railroad tracks. In fact, we might have a cargo depot here. But we're going to do that. Remember one thing I said. The commuter rails can have at-grade crossing, but these big national lines are going to have elevated crossing, just because I'm not going to be able to control them as well, and who knows what kind of traffic problems we're going to have here. So we're going to zone in this area, Cozy Hills. I kind of like that, even though it's not really a hill and it's not really cozy either. But our new name is, let me just tell the list, Aphosis. There we go, the nice little town of Aphosis. Alright, now we've got to look for number 6. Let me consult the big map. Number 6 is actually going to be way up here. And let's center it around a sort of a colorful looking meeting of roads, like so. Alright. So there we go. That is the genesis for this town. Elizabeth District. No, we are going to call this Girton, or Girton, if you prefer. Okay, let's look for number 7. Let's see. Let's consult the map. For number 7, we don't move too far away from where we are. We go down here once again near a rail area. And let's have some fun with Y-shaped roads and things. And we are going to call this general little genesis of the town, we are going to have a name for it. It is going to be called Itradina. Itradina, that is correct. Okay, we're moving along now. Number 8, according to our chart, is going to be over here, actually. So let's have this be made up of 3 straight roads to start. Let's have ourselves a cross here, and let's add one thing here just to start us off. We are going to zone this in, and this will be known as the heroic village of Clail. That's right, 1 syllable, Clail. Okay, 2 more to go. For number 10, we are actually going to hop down here and not be very far away from our other locations with a nice riverfront town on our main river. So there we go. And just like before, I would like to make a bridge across this river. Basically, the only little bridges we're going to make are going to be in these historic towns. I mean, we might make others, but right now, as it stands, that's the goal here. So let's simply plop down a few cross streets. We are going to call this, we're going to get rid of that and call it Ukavona or Uchivana, whichever you prefer. Alright, only one more to go, and this one is going to be down here on the very edge of our town on a river. Once again, I do like riverfront towns. It is an aesthetic that I like, as you probably have noticed. We're just going to start with that very casually. And this will be the delightful little village. Don't know why I would call it Heights if it's not Heights. It's going to be the city of Preplock. Very funny fact. Here around where I live, there are 2 locales that are called something high in their name. One is called Fairless Hills. The other is called Cornwell's Heights. You want to know the funny thing about them, though? Both of those locales are completely flat, which I think is kind of silly. But hey, there's plenty of places called like Buena Vista or something that have no view. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. 10 towns. Although I'm kind of seeing like the need for a town here, maybe, and a town there. But these are the 10 that are planned out. And if you look at these 10 names, they might seem a bit silly and a bit random. But here's what happened. I went on a name generator online to decide what will be the name of my city. And it generates 10 names at a time. And it happened to generate all these 10 names that you now see around us. So instead of picking one, I decided to pick all 10. for random villages. So where does Guppinkozu come from? Well, if you look at the first letter of all of these names, you get Guppinkozu from all of that. I took the first letters of each of the names, arranged them, and turned them into Guppinkozu. See? G, U, P, P, I, N, K, where's the other? U, Z, no, O, where's our O? O, Z, U. There we go. And that is how we did it. That is how we got it. So I think that's actually probably a good place to end this episode. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I will be back with another episode, and this time, or next time, we will be connecting these towns up with some roads. So see you guys.